Hello. In this video, I'll be talking to you guys about passing by reference versus passing by value in JavaScript. I'll be giving you guys some examples of how this is done in JavaScript. Uh, so a quick overview of passing by reference and passing by value. Pass by value is pretty much when a caller and callee use two independent variables. So let's say you have a function, and in that function you call a variable and you change that variable. And you also had that variable name outside in the global scope, obviously it won't change. It would only change in the function. But passing by reference is pretty much a call and callee use the same variable. So if you have a function and you change that variable in a function, it would also change in the global scope. So let's go through some examples of how this works and how it is done in JavaScript. So here I'm going to write a variable with 10. So variable A has 10. And I'm going to make a function called pass. So I made a function called pass, which is going to pass A to it, and it's going to console log the A. And then here in 14, I'm going to do another console log. So 11, we can see what the function, what the scope is in the function. And number 14, we can see globally what A, the variable is. So let's pass A. And let's actually change the variable A to 7. So pretty much here we have A is equal to 10. We're going to pass A, so we're going to pass 10 in here. We're calling a function pass A, which is actually 10. But when we go in the function, it actually changes to 7. So when we console log A, it is 7. So 13 should output 7. So in JavaScript, variables pass by value. So pretty much just because you changed A in here does not mean that it actually changed this A globally. It only changed it in this function 11 to 14. So when we come out here in 16, this console log A is still this 10, not the 7. Because in JavaScript, variables are passed by value. So like I said, caller and callee use two independent variables. So this is not the same as this. So here in my console, let's run this code just to make sure that it works. And as you can see, we get 7 and then we get 10. So line number 13 runs first, console log A, which is 7, and 16, which is 10. Because variables are passed by value and not by reference in JavaScript. Now let's try an object. So let's say we have A, which is an object, and we're passing A, and now we're gonna make a so let's say we have A, B, 7. So in line number 7, we have a variable A, which is an object, and B equals 7. We're passing that object on this function, and the function will run in 11 to 14 like we did last time. So now we're actually passing objects. So what we're doing here in line 12 is deleting all this information. So obviously 13 will be that deleted information. It'll be an empty object. But what about 16? What's really happening? Let's run the code and let's check. As you can see, in line number 13, when we console log A, which is the object, obviously it console logs an empty object because that's what the function holds. That's the scope of the function. But out here, we're actually getting this global A. But what's wrong? Why didn't it change globally? Well, in JavaScript, when you call an object and you're accessing this parameter directly, then it only changes by value. But let's say we had this, which is A, but we're actually changing something inside, it actually changes by reference. So let's try this. As you can see, b equals 9 and 13, and b equals 9 and 16. So let me repeat that again. In JavaScript, if you're passing an object and you're calling it directly, or you're making changes to that object directly, so a is this a. If you're making any type of change to a, as in the functionality, like a is this, or a equals C10, this would all be by value. But if you pass a but are changing other things inside, like this or like this, then this is by reference. So objects can get quite confusing in JavaScript of how is getting passed by value or by reference, but just know that all variables are passed by value and objects are passed by reference unless you're calling this a, unless you're calling this directly. So if you're making any type of change here, anything here is by value. But if you actually want to change the contents a inside, pass by reference. And that's the best way I can put it. Thank you. That's all.